Morning. How are you, my man?
Hey guys, how's it going?
It's going great. You have this movie coming out tomorrow. I was just one of the guys on my show was telling me a story about a Mark Wahlberg lookalike that he runs into around town.
Impersonator.
I'll tell you that in just a second, Mark. But first, let's talk about Mile 22, which comes out tomorrow. What is this? What is this movie about?
Mile 22 is a really cool character-driven action movie based on real people out there. It's a branch of the CIA called Ground Branch of Overwatch, and not a lot of people know about. These kind of people live and exist, especially in these third world countries. And basically what happens is we know that there is a potential terrorist attack and somebody has information, but he wants asylum. So we've got to get him from the embassy out to an airstrip, and every single government on their side has intentions to stop us. But then there's also these other great twists that you don't see coming.
Mm-hmm.
And, for Pete Berg and I, who've done 3 movies based on real-life tragedies, to go out there and have our version of fun. But, it's not your typical brooding, man, a few words, action hero either. This is like raw dog, guys, crazy opinionated, in your face. Once the action and the violence starts, it just never stops.
When you do a movie like this, do you actually do you meet with any former CIA guys and interview them about their experiences, or have you done so many action movies that you don't have to anymore?
I didn't have to do any of the gun training. Obviously, I've done with Lone Survivor and Shooter and all the movies that I've done. I'm pretty comfortable handling weapons and everything. We had some advisors that were former CIA people. They wouldn't let us talk to any active members of the CIA. But our writer, Lee Carpenter, she's amazing. She actually, this is her world. She knows these guys. These guys are like her brothers. And there's so many amazing women. I mean, Ronda Rousey's character and Lauren Cohen are also based on real people that are out there. When we went to the embassy, the U.S. Embassy in Colombia, we were trying to peer behind doors where we knew, you could tell certain people were of a certain occupation, but we weren't able to really pick their brain.
Did any of the advisors, I don't know when you actually film, movies come out after they, it's quite a while from the time they're filmed to the time that they're released. Did any of the advisors that you had any interaction with, did they mention anything about the intelligence agencies in the United States it's a weird time for them, for the CIA, for the FBI, for anyone. It's like they're being attacked by the own administration. I don't know how they're reacting to what's going on in the world these days. Were you able to talk to them about any of that craziness?
People thought we had a crystal ball because there is an element of Russian hacking and all this stuff that's going on and how they're kind of breaking into our comms and everything. But, this was just a part of the story that we decided to pick that just happens to be very relevant. But, yeah, it's a pretty crazy time. If you get to pick their brain, I think they're pretty opinionated about it. But now the fact that they even have an opinion about the administration also puts them in jeopardy and, losing their job.
Sure. Well, the former CIA director just had his security clearance revoked yesterday by the president. My audio guy was just telling me a story about right before you came on.
They let Omarosa in the Situation Room.
What's that?
They let Omarosa in the Situation Room.
Which is crazy, right? It's just crazy. And then she's taping people in the Situation Room, which is supposedly the most secure room in the world, and like Omarosa's recording people in there.
Who knows how real that is? I guess I don't know.
You couldn't even get these writers that write movies for you to develop a script like what we're living through right now, because no one would believe it.
People wouldn't believe you. They wouldn't believe you.
My sound guy was just telling me a story. We're based, so our show's heard all over, but we're based in Cleveland. And he was just telling me a story. Tell Mark the story.
I go to the Indians games frequently, and there's a look-alike that sits there at the Indians on the third baseline, just constantly. I think he's there on purpose in his seats to just look like you. And there's a constant stream of chicks going up to him, taking pictures with him. And then I don't know for sure, but there's also a Wahlburgers pretty close.
Yeah.
I think he probably hangs out front of there.
Yeah. Just trying to pretend. And now, have you heard of any imposters in the Cleveland area trying to say that they're you?
I haven't. I mean, we have a Wahlburgers right there at the Quicken Loans Arena.
Yeah.
So we're right there by the casino, the arena, the Indians Field, the Browns Field, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. But no, I haven't heard that. But I guess it's kind of flattering, but we don't want to mislead people, and I will be visiting Cleveland as often as possible. We just opened a dealership in Columbus, and I love Ohio, and I want you guys to know and take comfort that Baker Mayfield is going to bring you guys great things. The Browns are going to, I would say, have a winning record this year.
Really? You think they're going to be over 500? I think
the first bet that I made at Atlantic in the casino, Atlantic City Ocean Resort and Casino, was that the Browns would win more than 5.5 games. They were very close to winning 5 or 6 games last year.
I have a bet going on here. Yeah, a lot of those games weren't completely out. They won 0 games last year, but
we lost at the
most
end.
of those games weren't blowouts.
But you look at the receiving core, and you look at a guy like Baker Mayfield who has real heart, and the guy is going to be a star. So I'm really confident what the Browns are going to do.
Why you bought this Chevy dealership down in Columbus? Why Columbus? Why not? I assume you live in L.A. You're originally from Boston. Why Columbus of all places?
Well, with the first, we had a great opportunity. There was an existing dealership there that we had an opportunity to buy. I'm excited about also opening a Wahlburgers in Columbus. I love being in Ohio. I love being in Michigan. I love being in Middle America. I love connecting with real people. That's kind of feels like home. So why not?
You may. I don't know if there's any legitimacy to this or not, but the professional soccer team in Columbus too. I just read. Mark Wahlberg said he may want to buy that professional soccer team. Is that true, or is that just nonsense?
So let me give you an update. So we were actually at the dealership kind of just talking about how excited we were to be in town and creating some buzz and excitement around the opening. And then somebody had asked us, they told us that the team was for sale and said, would I be interested in buying it? I said, well, I'd be interested in taking a look. And just yesterday, the guy who's leading the investment group contacted my partner, Jay Feldman, and I got a text from Jay that they spoke last night. So I haven't spoken to him yet today, but I'll be following up with him today. It's certainly something I'm interested in. I think soccer's growing in the States. World Cup was fantastic for soccer, the exposure they're creating, especially here. So I wouldn't say, we're closing a deal or anything, but I'm interested, and if it's a good opportunity, I'd like to be a part of it. I mean, I'm a part owner in a cricket league in the Caribbean.
Who knew? Wow.
Certainly. And Bob Kraft is a very good friend of mine. He owns the New England Revolution, so I could get a lot of insight from him.
Well, maybe we'll see Mark buy a professional sports team. The movie Mile 22 comes out tomorrow in theaters. Mark, I appreciate you calling in, and good luck with the opening tomorrow, my man.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it, guys.
Thank you, Mark Wahlberg. Think he's going to buy that Columbus Crew?
He has the money. Why not?
I just looked it up. The team is valued at $130 million. Now, you wouldn't have to. He wouldn't put in $130 million of his own money. He might put in $10 million or something, and you get a bunch of other people to invest.
Probably not even the majority, but he's the big name.
Right. That's like when people tried to say Usher owned part of the Cavaliers.
Yes.
Right, sure.
He owned 1%, didn't he?
Not even. Like one half of 1%.
Right.
But it's a celebrity. It's kind of cooler. Like, oh yeah, Usher owns the Cavaliers or is part owner. Sure. And Gloria Estefan's part owner of the Miami Dolphins or whatever.
Is the Columbus Crew a professional soccer team?
Yeah, MLS.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Okay.
Do you know what MLS stands for?
No.
Guess.
Major League Soccer.
Nailed it.
There you
did?
go.
Okay.
Yeah. I thought he was going to go, I don't know, but it sounds like a disease.
It really does.
No, he's stricken with MLS.